I want you to just picture this for a second. It's 2 in the morning, your office is dark, it's raining outside, and you're just staring at this pile of files that probably hasn't moved in a decade.
That's a very specific kind of tired.
It is, and we're looking at a script today that just, it nails that feeling. It's The Second Call from The Grand Fled Jury, episode 7.
Right. And what's so interesting is that this series is usually, straight supernatural horror, ghosts, demons, all that.
Exactly, but this one, it feels more like a noir thriller. The monster isn't some ghoul, it's bureaucracy.
It's a huge tonal shift. I've been calling it institutional noir.
Yeah.
It's less about jump scares and more about the crushing weight of duty when you're the only person left in the building.
That title, The Second Call, that idea stuck with me right away. The narrator opens with this line that just, it feels like a punch to the gut.
Oh, yeah.
He says, change comes as a second call you almost don't answer because the first one already took everything you had.
And that is the whole thesis right there.
That,
The first call is like the reason you took the job. It's the passion, the idealism.
the energy.
Right, that burns out. The script argues the second call is what's left. It's just muscle memory. You answer the phone not because you want to, but because, well, that's just what you do.
So when our guy Harold actually answers that call, the voice isn't threatening. The caller says he's from a different city, but shares the same silence.
What a line. It's the solidarity of the graveyard shift, That
Yeah.
same silence means they're both dealing with the same systemic failure.
And the caller starts listing these things, but they're not monsters. It's a backlog of files nobody will touch.
It's all the stuff that's been ignored for so long that it started to fester.
And that festering becomes almost literal. This was the part that really got me. The caller says that in his office, the chairs have started moving.
See, I don't think that's just a spooky image. In most horror,
Mm-hmm.
okay, moving furniture means a poltergeist. But here, connected to the backlog, it feels like the environment itself is reacting to the neglect. The injustice in those files is so heavy that the inanimate objects are getting restless.
The room is trying to do the job, the people won't. That's
Yeah.
unnerving.
It is, and that's where Marjorie comes in. She's the counterbalance. Harold is freaking out, and she's just sitting there, completely calm.
She doesn't scream about the chairs. She just gives this very specific, very grounded advice. Never ignore the clock when it stops.
It's like she's the veteran who just knows how the building works, ghosts and all.
And her calmness leads Harold to this realization. He looks around and nothing is happening.
Yeah.
The narrator says, no ghosts appear, no jury materializes.
And that absence is the real horror. If a ghost showed up, he could deal with it. But just silence. It confirms the problem is real, not supernatural.
So Harold is terrified that they're spreading, like a disease.
But Marjorie corrects him. That's such a key moment. She says, no, they're listening.
Listening, that's so different.
It is. Spreading is a virus. It's mindless. Listening implies intelligence, a network. It reframes the whole thing not as an attack, but as a community just waiting for someone to finally pay attention.
Which leads to that definition of a court that I loved. It says, a court isn't a building, it's every place that chooses presence over procedure.
And that feels like a direct shot at the way things usually work, right? Procedure is stamping the form and going home at 5. Presence is staying late to actually read the file because you know a person's life is in those pages.
It turns that boring, mundane act into something almost spiritual.
Absolutely. Which is why the ending isn't some big flashy showdown.
No, it's just the sound of a chair being pulled out. Someone is finally sitting down to do the work.
And that brings us to the final line, which I think is the most profound part. The narrator says the next phase isn't about judgment. It's about inheritance.
I struggled with that one a little. I mean, don't you want judgment? The gavel bangs, the bad guys lose.
You do, but judgment implies an end. The case is closed, you move on. Inheritance. Inheritance is forever. If you inherit something, you have to maintain it. You have to carry it.
So we don't need more judges to pass sentence and leave.
The script is saying we need people willing to inherit the mess, to sit in that silent building and just carry the burden of remembering what everyone else decided to forget.
That's a lot heavier than just fighting a ghost. It really leaves you wondering, if you're the one answering that second call, are you ready to inherit all that silence?